Hello everybody and welcome back to another Mountain View Soap Co video. My name is Hannah and today we are going to be making my Grinch soap. I want to apologize in advance because this is now the fourth time that I'm recording this voiceover and I'm ready to hurt somebody. I tried recording on my laptop, struggled the first few times because it's kind of a pile of junk, and then when I finally thought that I had the right recording, it cut off after 2 minutes. So here I am recording again. So a little bit of backstory about this Grinch soap. I am in love with the Grinch. The Jim Carrey version is my preferred version, but I do like the new 2018 version as well. The cartoon is okay, but I personally think that the Jim Carrey version is the best version of all versions. And I also can recite that video almost word for word. Not only that, but I personally wholeheartedly believe that I've actually watched that movie 340 full times in my 24 years of life on this earth, which is pretty insane, but actually true. So I'm going to say this quite a few times over the course of the next little while, but this is by far my favorite soap ever. And I have wanted to do something like this, at least for the Grinch, for a really long time. But my skills haven't been up to par like they are this year. So that's kind of why things have been a little crazy. But before I get into actually what this soap is going to be and all of that lovely stuff, don't forget to go down below, hit that subscribe button if you're new here. If you enjoy following journeys, my journey has been amazing and I am so excited to share it with all of you and all of the things that are to come. Hit that like button as well. It helps me out a ton and it's free. And my question of the day for you guys is coming early. It is, what is your favorite version of the Grinch? I've already told you what mine is. Share with me what yours is below. And if you try to tell me that you have not watched the Grinch, then you need to go watch it right now. That is my homework for you right now. Okay, so this is a 5-layer, as you can probably tell now, hanger swirl. It is a simple hanger swirl, and I actually found the inspiration for this soap over on Google when I was looking for designs. I wanted this to be Grinchy, and I was struggling to figure out what I wanted it to look like, so I went and I did some research. I unfortunately have since lost said photo and I couldn't find it again on Google, so you'll have to take my word for it, but I didn't want to come on here and just tell you guys that I came up with this miraculous design when it was inspired by somebody else's. So getting that out of the way, the holiday release is happening in less than 1 week, which is just insane. So if you are wondering when you can get your hands on a bar of this beautiful soap, it is next Saturday, November 13th at 9 a.m. Eastern. You can either head over to our Instagram. On my stories, I'm posting countdowns that you can turn the notifications on for, or if you head down below to the description box, then you will be able to see a VIP list option, and you can head over and get your email on our email list, and I'll notify you as soon as the collection goes live. Now, I made 4 total loaves of this soap. There was 2 loaves of Grinches and 2 loaves of Maxes. I wanted to make sure that I had enough of these bars for you guys, and I would not sell out as quick as I sold out of the Harry Potter ones. So hopefully I was able to achieve that this time. And you probably didn't notice, but I did use the wrong green in this soap, unfortunately, but it is what it is. And I also wanted to mention that the way that I'm doing this hanger swirl is very simple, so it's not all crazy like I had done it before. It's a very simple, very strategically placed hanger, which you'll see when I cut it. The glitter that I'm using on this soap is called Jingle Jangle from The Good Glitter. You can use code Mountain View Soap for 10% off your purchase if you'd like to. They have an awesome seasonal blend kit that you can grab if you want to just experience all of them. I highly recommend them. They're biodegradable glitters. They're great for you, great for the environment, and I'm just obsessed with them. So here is what we are looking at for the little Max characters. Aren't they so cute? I think the tails are my favorite because they just are so adorable. And the little eyes, although they were such a pain in the butt, they are still so stinking cute. And you're probably wondering, Hannah, why didn't you speed this up faster? And that's because this is at 500%. So I took me a really long time to put the maxes on the soap, and it was because I was trying to be really, really strategic with the way that I placed them. I wanted to make sure that nothing was going to get cut off. I didn't have to, cut them individually like I did the Hocus Pocus characters, and I did that successfully for the maxes, but the Grinches, not so much. We'll get to that in a second, though. I'm going to go ahead and finish putting the little Max characters on, and I'm actually really happy with not only the way that the Max characters turned out, but also the Grinches. I had a really hard time figuring out how I wanted to design them, and I decided that it was best if I went off the 2018 version of Dr. Seuss's The Grinch. That's the official, Benedict Cumberbatch version of The Grinch, and the reason why I decided to do that was because trying to put the Jim Carrey version of The Grinch into soap dough is a lot harder than what doing an already cartoon version would have been. There's also quite the story with the soap frosting that I'm about to enlighten you on. So I don't know if I've mentioned this or not already. Again, recorded this 4 times now, but I had made this soap as the last soap in the holiday collection, and I waited until the last minute to make the soap because I was molding all of the characters. So the problem was that, I screwed up the soap frosting. I make my lye solution the night before, and normally I write on the container what is in the container, whether it's 1 batch, 2 batches, whatever. And I did, I just didn't read it because I was stressed out and I was on a timeline, I was rushing, all of that lovely stuff. So what happened was I made the correct 1 batch of lye, but I accidentally mixed in 2 batches of oils. So everything was going to get screwed up. It wasn't setting up quickly enough, so I had to start over. But because this was the last soap that I was making, I actually ran out of titanium dioxide. So the top of this soap and the snowbank that Mr. Grinch is laying on actually glows blue in the dark, in case you were curious or wondering. So there's that feature of this soap that wasn't supposed to happen, but it does. And the reason why I had the idea of having him sit on a snowbank in the first place was because he didn't look right just laying flat in the snow, I guess you can consider it. So I wanted to have him propped up, but if he was sitting up straight, he would have cracked or fallen apart or something like that in transit, and I wanted to make sure that wouldn't happen. So I decided, hey, I'll have him laying on a snowbank. I did something similar with my gnome soap that you guys will see over on the channel on Thursday, but for this one I wanted to make it a little bit more intense. Here is a little bit of a close-up, it's kind of fast, of what the Grinches look like, but you'll see a slow-mo of what they look like all on the soap, and I think that it looks better that way anyway. So the issue that I had with this part of the soap was that I didn't personally feel like I pushed the snowbank back far enough, which really upset me. And I had a lot of emotions that I went through with this soap, and the reason why was because I put almost 70 hours into making it, between the molding, making the soap, cutting the soap, all of that stuff, not even including the packaging, but just the making portion. I have about 70 hours in for these 4 loaves, which is a lot of time. And it always cracks me up because my grandmother and my grandfather are like, Hannah, you shouldn't show everything that you do. And I'm like, if somebody's crazy enough to put 70 hours into 4 loaves of soap, go for it. Because I personally believe that I'm insane. Anyway, here's a quick little close-up for you of the Maxes. I'm going to show you the Grinches in just a moment, and then we can cut these bars and I can show you what they look like on the inside. So a little bit more about the emotion thing. I had put so much time into these guys that I was really nervous that the inside was not going to look the way that I wanted it to. I had never done this style of hanger swirl before. I don't have a lot of experience with hanger swirls, so I wanted to, I just had this vision in my head that it was going to be super straight lines with just little tiny peaks here and there, and it was going to look absolutely hideous. And I actually broke down and was really, really upset about it. And while of course there are things that I could have obviously fixed with this soap and changed, I personally think this is one of my best and one of my most flawless soaps that I've ever created, ever put on this channel, ever put up for sale, and that makes me not only very proud as a soap maker, but also very proud as a creative person, because I put myself under so much pressure and so much scrutiny. Like, not only am I my own biggest critic, but if I don't personally feel as if something is up to par, I trash it or I donate it or whatever. So here is what this bar looks like on the inside. And yes, the hanger looks great. Everything looks nice, but let's talk about the fact that there's not a single bubble in this bar, you guys. I am so stinking obsessed with the fact that there is no bubbles in this bar. And I've already been told by my mom, who has been watching my videos repeatedly so that she can help me reach my 4,000 watch hours. I'm getting close. Thanks, Mom. And to all of you on the channel watching. But she's told me that I need to come up with more than just obsessed and I'm in love for my vocabulary. So it is pretty. It is beautiful. I'm going to do a better job, I promise. I've been like trying to figure out a way. I personally am somebody who is either all in or out, and obsessed is just my word of showing it. So without further ado, I am very obsessed with this soap. I am really happy to say that not only is this my favorite soap, which I've said 100 times now, but I'm really happy that I was able to close out my 2021 soap making with such a perfect soap. And obviously nothing is ever perfect, but to me, this is about as perfect as I could have gotten this year. Next year, I can't wait to see how much I grow. It is always so amazing to see where I was last year and see the night and day difference to where I am this year. But it's just so enlightening to me that I am truly seeing progress, because really, you don't make that much soap when you think about it. Like, I think I had 3 releases where I made 12 soaps, and then a couple at the beginning of the year where I made like 6 to 10. I can't really officially remember, but you don't really make that much soap as a soap maker in terms of different types of soap that allows you to progress in terms of being able to be more like to challenge yourself. And this soap was a challenge to me, but I'm excited to be a part of more next year that allows me to challenge myself and all of that stuff. But before I let you go, let me just share with you a couple things coming. So on Thursday, I will be sharing my gnome soap, and then on Saturday, the release is going live. And I am telling people that it is best to purchase early, because I know I have a lot of people excited about everything, and I want to make sure that you get exactly what you want. That being said, I'm going to let you go on this beautiful Sunday night, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. I will see you here on Thursday for the gnome video, and I will see you here on Saturday for the holiday release. All right, bye.